Hey everyone, we're going to go back to our expanded standard and word form today. Today we're going to be working from expanded form and converting that into word and standard form. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first one is in parentheses 5 times 100 plus in parentheses 6 times 10 plus in parentheses 7 times 1 plus in parentheses 9 times 1 over 1,000. So let me get my pen ready. All right, so when we do this, it's easiest to start by converting it to standard. And then going from standard to word, it makes it a lot easier going that way too. So we'll start with 5 times 100. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just write 5. And then I know that's in the hundreds place value, so that means I've got a tens and a ones before I get to a decimal. So 6 times 10, that means this is my tens, right? This is the hundreds. And here's my ones. So 6 times 10, that means 6 goes in my tens. And then 7 times 1 is the next one. So that goes in the ones place value. Now my next one says 9 times 1 over 1,000. And if you remember what that fraction meant, that meant that our 9 is in the thousandth place value. So if we come down here and look, I've got this chart down here. And it shows that the thousandths is 3 over. So I've got 1, 2, 3. And that's where I will put my 9. But I can't just leave it like that. I have to put zeros in these other two that don't have numbers. So that means we just figured out the standard form, 567 and 9 thousandths. Now I'm going to erase some of my work just so we've got some room. And now we have to put that into word form. So we're going to write it just the way we hear it. 500. So that is 500. Then we see 67. So I will write it like 60. And then I'll do my hyphen 7. I see a decimal point, so that means I have to write and. And then we don't say anything for those zeros. So we'll say 9 because that's the next number. 9. And what place value is it in? The thousandths. So we'll say 9 thousandths. And there you go. So we just converted that expanded form into standard and word form. So we'll do one more. Get you a little extra practice. Get the pen going. So what is the standard form of 5 times 10,000 plus 2 times 1,000 plus 7 times 100 plus 1 times 10 plus 9 times 1 plus 3 times 1/10? It's a big one, but I have full faith we can do it. So we'll start with the first one. I see 5 times 10,000. So I'm going to go ahead and write 5. I know this is in my 10,000 place value. That means we have a 1,000, or just the thousands. We have a comma. Then we're back to 100, 10, and 1 before we get to that decimal point. So this is all that we have to fill in. So we have 50,000 plus 2 times 1,000. So I'm going to put that in my thousandths. 7 times 100, super easy. We'll just put it in 700. 1 times 10. Here we go. And then 9 times 1 means the 9 goes in the ones. So we know the whole number is 52,719. Now we got to get to this last part, the partial side. I see that's 3 times 1/10. So that means we're only going one place value because this is the tenths, right? If we kept going, we would see 1 over 100 and 1 over 1,000. So I'll just go ahead and put my 3 in. And there we go. That's the end of the number. We don't need any of these because we don't have any other multiplication problems. So I'm going to erase some of this because now we have to make room to write the actual word. Here we go. So what I'm seeing here is the standard form, 52,719 and 3/10. So when I write it, I'm going to do it exactly the way I hear it. Start with 52,000. So we'll write, we will write 50 hyphen 2 52,000 comma. What's the next number I see? 700. So I'm going to write 700. The next is 1, but I know that's part of 19. So when we say this, we say 52,719. So now I'm going to write 19. I see a decimal point next, so I'm going to write and. And then how do I write 0.3? Well, we're going to go back to what we see. It's in the tenths category, or in the tenths place value, so we'll just say 3 tenths. And that's it. So you're going to be doing this a couple times, or a handful of times on your Google form today. Go ahead and get that done, and we will continue on tomorrow. See ya.